This part of the Atlantic Ocean has now become the new route for illegal migration. Youths embarking on the irregular journey converge here to venture to the high seas for the perilous trip on local dugout vessels to Europe. These are the kind of boats used by these migrants to embark on this dangerous journey. Between July and October, several boats filled with desperate migrants left the Gambian shores. 3 of them have so far been confirmed to have reached Europe. 1 got missing and 8 people lost their lives before they docked on the coast of the Moroccan desert. 2 others were rescued on the shores of Senegal by international vessels, and 1 was intercepted by the Mauritanian Coast Guards. Each of these boats will carry a minimum of 125 people, with each paying between $35,000 to $40,000 to traffickers who organize the dangerous journeys. It's a lucrative business for local agents who score millions of dollars in these irregular trips to western shores. The first risk is the lack of insurance, as monies paid to the agents are never returned in the event of an accident or failure to arrive. If the boat capsizes or is intercepted in international waters, you simply lose your money, which is kept and shared among migrant traffickers. But all these uncertainties is not deterring youths from taking the dangerous journey, with plans led by local human traffickers still advancing secretly. Immigration officials say it's becoming increasingly difficult to tackle irregular migration missions, with organizers keeping trips under wraps.
We are seriously challenged when it comes to information sharing. When it comes to getting information from the general public, particularly the coastal communities, for the fact that most people are willing to let their people go on these journeys for one reason or the other. So families and community members are mostly part of the whole arrangements. So it makes our job very difficult for us.
Since the advent of the country's new democracy in 2017, reasons for illegal migration in the Gambia have changed from right violations to economic issues under a government that greatly respects human rights. The risks aside, this kind of journey comes with a lot of negative effects for communities.
We live in a fragile programs, very fragile. You will be in a program with a youth. In the afternoon, you go to bed, the following day you ask for the person, they said it's in the sea. So there is no kind of control that you can do, and because of social activities within this community, it's very, very difficult. The person that you trust is the person that is even on the journey. And at the moment, you cannot even make a deal with anybody, even a genuine one. Nobody trusts anybody, nobody trusts any youth. It creates a lot of stealings in the community, burglary programs, and even the persons that you trust, they can betray trust based on the thing that they see on the sea.
Many of these migrants embarking on this perilous journey are either financed by their parents or close relatives, depicting one thing: desperations for a better life for most families in this part of the country. One question though, does it worth risking one's life on a perilous means?
It is not worth that one. I have been explaining, and we organize workshops in the community for more than 3 months now, bringing individuals who are practically involved in this, but even those who goes. Up to now, there are no major difference between them and us, but yet still people are going. As far as I am concerned, it's a journey that is not worth sacrificing your life to the sea.
Some families are left with only women and children as scores of youths embark on the dangerous journey, until they hear from relatives or receive positive messages about their fate. Many stay in a perpetual state of trauma and uncertainty. It disturbs me a lot. These days some of my neighbors are on the way going, and some people inform me that a boat has capsized. And that gave me a lot of thought, because these people can only communicate when they read. That traumatized me, because I'm not sure if it is their boat or not.
Because I'm not yet sure.
Continuous irregular migration shows much investment is needed to uplift and motivate the youth sector. In a recent interview with GRTS, The Youth and Sports Minister outlined plans for youths who constitute the majority of the population.
And we are able to secure the funding, which is the launching by the President of the Youth Revolving Loan and the grant scheme up to the tune of 20 million. And so far we have given quite a number of young people, both male and female, and both in the rural and in urban areas, some financial support, as well as training on entrepreneurial skills and business management. And if some of them got the loan, up to between 100,000 to 500,000, some have gotten the grant, which is 50,000, to either start a business or strengthen an existing business.
But can illegal migration be effectively stopped in the country?
That is a very, very difficult question to answer. To stop irregular migration is a very difficult challenge. It's a very difficult challenge, considering a lot of factors surrounding the whole phenomenon. And that is why we continue to say that, for us to make a headway, all hands must be on deck. From the level of, the GID, down to the communities, and even, some other stakeholders like the European Union and others.
The silence about illegal migration in this part of the country could lead to unforgettable tragedies if realistic are not taken to halt the exodus. And the problem is beyond Gunjur, as irregular migrants come from every part of the Gambia to embark on the dangerous journey. Stopping the risky undertaking will entail staying ahead of human traffickers who organize the trips with youths needing adequate incentives in gainful skills and jobs to discourage them from taking the perilous journey. Famara Baji, GRTS News.